I'm the wine.
And hi, I'm the rum.
We're an expat couple from Austria.
And Barbados.
And we've been living in Ireland for 3.5 years now. And today we want to talk about a topic that's almost like our origin story. Basically, the first few months, or even actually closer to first for a year that we lived here. So if you like hearing more about what it's like to live in Ireland as an expat, do make sure to subscribe so you won't miss any future videos.
Yep, and now let's begin.
So how did we get here in the first place? Well, a short while after we got engaged, I actually got a job offer from Ireland. So we're like, it's an English-speaking country in the EU. Kind of sounds cool to live there.
Yeah, and I was thinking, for a tech job that started that, we should both be able to find something. And so that's how we hopped in a plane. Within 7 days later or less?
Not even. I got a job offer I had the interview on the Monday, got the job offer on a Tuesday, and we hopped on the plane on Saturday because the Monday after that I was actually already on my first day at work.
Yep, quickest transfer to a new life ever. So, as the story goes, only one person in that story got a job. Yeah, I, however, coming from Barbados, couldn't actually work in Ireland immediately. So, for that first year almost, it could have been less than a year, but we still had a year, there was only one income. So, we're kind of going to talk about what that was like to live on one income, though it was cheaper back then than it is now, but it was still a difficult
kind of and kind of not. There were also certain things we were doing to try and keep the cost cheap, so we do understand it's a very different situation than maybe people are facing now during this whole unfortunate pandemic thing, where maybe one partner lost their job and now you're in one income and you didn't expect it or it wasn't planned, whereas with us it was a risk, if you will, we were willing to take, and we had savings to do it, and we also did a lot of compromises in order to be able to do it.
Yeah, one of those things which turned out to be a compromise, but we actually didn't think about it being this thing that would actually help us save money, and that was actually living pretty close to the wine's work. It was a nice, under 10-minute stroll. Well, not stroll most of the time, but
depending on how much it rained. But it was a pretty quick path to work, and I didn't need any public transport or anything whatsoever. Neither of us did, because
yeah, I was pretty much at home, just chilling at home like you do. Actually, that's not fully true, but we'll get to that later.
So that was one of the things where we saved money. The perhaps biggest compromise that we did was we decided to live in a shared house. So we had a double room in a shared house with 3 to 4 other people, which could be tough at sometimes. I think in the end it really benefited us, especially in the beginning, because we had people already living in Ireland all their lives around us, and that really helped us get settled in.
Yeah, because 2 of them were also students as well, so we kind of had the cool thing of everyone's learning and experiencing the country at the same time, so that was a cool experience. I know, it's anytime you get to a new place, it's kind of fun. As the months wore on, that's when it started to turn from adventure to compromise. So far we've got our accommodation and transport. Next is food. Luckily for us, this wasn't exactly planned either, but just down the street there was not only a Lidl, but an Aldi. Yeah, I did not know about these German discount brands, but I did learn of them when we were in the UK, and Lidl was my store. So when there was a Lidl nearby, I was like, okay, cool. I'm just going to eat my exact diet from the UK. Nice, easy. So I got to continue on the student budget. Yeah, student diet and budget. I know, it was cool because it was near East Point, so anyone who's been near that Lidl, it's pretty new one, and we had lots of stuff, and I wasn't just having a student budget. They would have also this wonderful thing called Austrian Week, where
Alpenfest, which is if you don't know, it's because Lidl has like themed weeks where they do certain nationalities' foods, and all the German-speaking countries just get lumped into one. So you have random German, random Swiss, and random Austrian stuff.
Yes, I'll call it random Austrian stuff because I am so far biased. So that took care of our shopping nearby. So we also need to get transport to actually get our foods. Do you remember what we actually bought there?
A lot of pasta, not the healthiest. Vegetables. You had your fish fingers. I had my oats for breakfast. It's like very, very basic, very student type sort of foods. Lots of beans. And what helped as well, since we were already cooking, I would take the same food to lunch for work. So I never had to go out and pay for lunch in one of the sandwich places around there. And if you think about that, like sandwiches do cost like 3 to 5 euros. That is like potentially 25 euros you're saving each week. That adds up quite quickly to like 100 euros a month.
Yes. That doesn't mean that we didn't actually go and have food or takeout or something like that. I don't think for that first year we actually went to a restaurant, though. Eating out in a physical place, that wasn't something we, was on our mind. But we got some cool takeout spots. We had some, it was a cool Japanese restaurant for you that watch our videos. There's always some Asian themed restaurant that we're eating at. And it wasn't just there was the other one that had, one of the second times I had pad thai, because I know I had it in the UK. So that's what we would do on, certain times on the weekend. It wasn't every weekend, on, let's say every other weekend. As we started to get more settled, of course, we'd do a treat like that. So we actually did not see pubs. I did not actually have a nice pub evening out in that first year. I know it sounds like blasphemy, but these were just some of the...
It's one of the fastest way to save money. Avoid the pubs.
Yes. We did buy alcohol and stuff like that to actually have in the home. So, I'd still mix some Caribbean drinks when it's your birthday or something like that. Or, anniversaries to toast to. Yeah. Another thing is that, of course, there's entertainment. You're in Ireland, what are they going to do? One of the things that I know lots of people do is go to the movies. We simultaneously saved money by being horrible moviegoers. I think we literally went to 2 movies that year.
I think it was the year where it was New Year's Eve and we were like, we haven't been to the cinema all year. Maybe we should do that. It's getting kind of, not embarrassing by now, but for people who like to watch movies, maybe we should do that. So we caught like one of the last performances of that year. Yeah.
Our actual entertainment, since we were near actually the beach and the seaside, which we love, was actually walking through parts like Fairview and Clontarf. Oh, so much Clontarf and walking by that. It's not a seawall. That's the wrong country I'm thinking of. But yeah, that path, I remember that used to be our thing. That, even like, it was a Wednesday or something like that. Because we'd also go out during the week, not just weekends. And it was just a lovely walk. And, of course, there was this cool, we're going to sound like such hipsters here. But there was this one place, was it milkshake or something like that? I love milkshakes. And I'm just looking for American-style milkshakes. Yeah, there was not what do you call that place? Eddie Rockets anywhere in a buy. And they're not that good. Sorry, Eddie Rockets. But yeah, it's kind of like that. We'd go have a walk, something like that. That's how we were able to still have our entertainment.
For free.
Yeah. And, spend it on some food as well. So doing this months and months and months, we actually saw our bank accounts just like rise a little bit, and by a little bit more. So by the time we were actually ready to move, we had some savings to actually furnish the place, etc. like that. Yeah. It was so crazy. It wasn't buying video games, It was, austerity measures, if you will, for that first year. And I know people would kind of say, how do you get to afford something like that, things, and we do have a setup here. It's a more comfortable life, but it's the realistic thing is that for that first year, you were really, really saving and not doing all the activity that we do now, like going to, well, before the lockdown, lunch with your co-workers, etc. That, putting aside that in the budget and stuff.
Yeah, I think what kept us going in the first year was that we knew it was temporary. So we were kind of just waiting until the Rom was able to get a job. And it wasn't because he's not amazing, he's amazing. It just can get a bit complicated with the whole process of getting the stamp 4, and then you have a temporary stamp, and a lot of employers are like, oh, call us back when you got the permanent one. So it took quite a while, not because the skills weren't relevant, not at all. It was just that people were looking for something much more permanent.
Yeah, and I wanted to, jump in there with get a good salary offer, etc. That not be temporary, and so just stuck it out, and was successful in the end. What I'm thinking about, was there anything you'll do differently? Now that we're older and wiser, etc. like that.
It's kind of hard to imagine doing it again. I mean, obviously, if we had to, we'd be able to. But we do really like the comfort of our own flat. So if we did it again, perhaps we'd see if there'd be somewhere to share with fewer people. Because the one thing that bothered us was that there was one bathroom for everyone. And we didn't think it'd be such an issue in the beginning. But if the toilet also isn't the only bathroom, and people like to take long showers, and you really need to go to the bathroom, that's kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah, the only thing I think I would really do differently would have been to do more freelance projects. Yes, what I meant is that I would take on more local projects and so on like that. More stuff, remote work and so on like that, that I could have brought a bit more income in more quickly, because what actually happened those later months before I was going meeting people and going to conferences, that sort of thing, it was a bit boring, and I was building the skills to a sufficient level. So I think that also having do some actual work instead of just waiting would have been cool to do, since I would have been allowed to do it under the stamp.
And I think it's probably useful as well to have some Irish experience. Recruiters, I think, always like to see that you have some experience with whatever programming language is or whatever is relevant locally. I think for me, one thing I would do differently is, so we both arrived with only one suitcase each basically, which meant that we didn't have that much clothing, because I also prioritized bringing like Austrian foods and stuff over clothes. So we had to do a lot of shopping in the first year, and being pretty broke, what we did is we went for the cheap stuff, and you know which shop I'm talking about if you're Irish or if you're living in Ireland.
It's good stuff, except that it breaks a lot.
Yes. It's like you wash it in the machine a few times and there'll be noticeable holes and other things. So one thing I would definitely do differently is just get like waterproof clothes, like trousers from the start, because they weren't as expensive as we thought they would be. And looking back with how many jeans I had to keep buying because they kept breaking, I would have saved money if I'd just gotten proper jeans or like proper walking trousers that are waterproof in the first place.
Yeah, with the amount of walking we did, yeah, those poor jeans. So I hope everyone liked that little jump back to the past, the blast to the past of how we were kind of started off and our expenses, and how we actually took that year to actually survive on a much lower budget than we have now. Much lower budget being only one income instead of
and
two.
A more entry level income than what we earn now.
Of course, please do remember to subscribe. If anything we said sounds interesting to you, or you have a comment or query about how we did this little thing, type in the comments below. And be sure to like as well. Am I forgetting anything?
I think that's pretty much it. Tune in next week when we talk about more Ireland related stuff.
Yep. And remember everyone, keep safe, still have fun, and we'll see you next time. Später.
See you.